Hello again, and good morning. It's pretty early. I'm happy today because look what I got in the mail today. Planet Desert. So I ordered some plants. I think I ordered them on Monday. Yeah, I think I ordered them Monday. And today is Thursday morning and they're already here. And it's funny because I didn't even get a shipping notice. So I didn't even realize they had already shipped them. So let's see what we got. I don't remember actually even what I got. I just was like sitting around. I was bored. I was thinking, you know what? I want to order some plants. And I did. Oh, I do remember one. One of my plants outside, it was a, was it my pharaoh cactus? I thought I overwatered it. It rotted, it died. It was planted in a pot. But then the more I was thinking about it, the more I was thinking, you know what? I don't think I overwatered it, and that's why it rotted. I think it was from over the winter time. We got so much rain, and in the pot, I think what happened is it just wasn't draining because the pot was sitting right on the ground. Oops, and I think that's what happened. So I don't think it was actually my fault. But regardless, it died, and so that's right. I wanted to order another one because I really like the cactus. So I'm going to be a little bit, I'm going to plant it back in the same pot, but I'm going to make sure that it's set up so that it can drain. So we get our invoice, you know, what do you call it? You know, list of what I got. And, oh, there's a few more on the back. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I actually ordered 8 plants, and this box is heavy, and I couldn't really remember what I ordered that's that heavy, but you get your care sheet. I love Planet Desert. I absolutely do. If you haven't ordered from them, you should do it because look how nicely everything's packed. I've been really very happy with everything that I've gotten from them, and I'll continue to order. And they have a huge selection. They do have a section of rare plants. If you're looking for something that's, you know, not available at your local nurseries or whatever, they might have it. And so check them out. You know, they're online. They're down in Southern California, I believe. And yeah, they're definitely one to check out and order some plants. And they're, well, for me, they're fast because I live in Northern California. They're in Southern California, so my stuff gets here really quickly. Okay, so this is, let me get this one out. Oh, I think that's inside the plastic. Nope, let me get the tag out. So here we have Fellow Cactus Bicolor Schwartzii, and I can tell already it's going to have some sharp spines. But look how pretty it is. I love the red spines on the top. So we got that one. And I have paper everywhere over here. Let me move some of this. Here is, let's go with this. Oh, this one's got some spines on top. And right there it tells you, be careful. But guess what? I'm never careful. I think I'm being careful. But clearly I'm not always as careful as I think I am. So I got some top dressing coming out on this one. Try to keep it over the box so I don't make too much of a mess. And so this is Mellow Cactus Azureus Phaerophyllus. So this is, I think this is the one that I killed. I think this was it, or I don't think I killed it, but I think this is the one that rotted out there that I wanted to replace. This is quite a bit smaller than the one I had, although it might have been this size when I got it and just grew. But I'm going to put it in that same pot, and hopefully it's going to do okay. I'm going to keep the tags with it so I don't get them mixed up. So I'll unwrap these in a minute so you can get a better look at them. That out of the way. I don't know what's down in there, but they taped that one up. Okay, this is, I don't know which end to open. Okay, this is, I have no idea what this one is, but it's kind of heavy. And I don't feel any spines poking me. I don't want to drop this. Okay, there are some spines in here. I can feel them. And I can see something had poked through there. They taped the inner piece up. Oh, this is a tall one, like a torch type cactus. Oh, you know what this is? I know what this is. This is my Mexican fence post. This is way bigger than I was expecting it to be. Look at that. Man, that's over a foot tall. This is where the weight came from in the box. So yeah, so we got, I don't know if you can see that tag, Pachycereus marginatus, however you want to say that, Mexican fence post. So these get really big, and they get their name because in Mexico, people would actually use them to make their fence line. You would line them up, they grow straight and tall. Can you not help me? Thank you. Fezzik, really? Get out from under. Go. Can you go do that somewhere else? Go. As soon as he sees what I'm doing, he has to be in the way. So this is really cool, but it is bare root. And I think I read on their website that anything in a 6-inch pot or bigger, they're going to send it bare root. So I'll give you a better look at this in a minute if the cat doesn't knock my tripod off the table. But I'm going to lay this beauty down over here and get rid of the cat. Go on, cat. He is a pain in the butt. And now I have a pig coming. Miss Bella Boo. Hello, Bella. No, I don't need your help, baby. Okay, so moving on. Well, let's see. This one's in a pot. And this is kind of like Christmas, isn't it? I love ordering stuff, especially when I don't remember what I ordered. And when it shows up. And these you don't even have to wait. I mean, they get them out so quickly. So, Mammillaria Perez de la Rosa? Rosie? R-O-S-E-A-A-E. But this is a little fishhook kind of spiny one. But look how pretty. I love that one. Okay, so there we go, a Mammillaria. Because who doesn't love Mammillaria? And let's see, what do we got here? Oh, this one's kind of heavy. No, not too heavy. I think we got some little bit of spilled top dressing. Oh, this one's cool. So, Notocactus. My pigs are distracting me. Sorry about that. She's poking me. Notocactus. You know what? I'm not even going to try to say that here. Can you read that one? But look at how cool that is. I love it. Okay, so we'll stick this guy over here. And then let's see what this one is. And I think I actually went to their succulent section too and bought a couple of succulents, but I can't remember. Ooh, this is spiky. I don't know about you guys, but I love the cactus with the big spines. Look at that. Can you see those? And they're also the fishhook type, so you don't want to be snagged on these. So this one is, let's see, Ferrocactus, Hamadocactus, Hamadocanthus. Okay. But check that one out. That one's really pretty. I'm going to need another shelf because I think all of these, I think I want to put them in nice pots, you know, and keep them basically as specimen cactus. I don't want to put them in the ground. And I need a place to put them, especially until they're acclimated to our sun, because I don't know how they grow them down there, if they're in a greenhouse or if they're under shade, but out here most of my cactus have to have full sun. A lot of my gymnocalyciums and, you know, some of the mammillarias that are small, my rubusias, I keep them back to where they get early shade. by around 11 or 12. That way they don't get fried in the sun, but I'm out of space. So this is really cool. What is this? Fire barrel. Oh, I remember the picture of this one. It looked really cool. Fire barrel cactus and Ferrocactus gracilis coloratus. Yeah, that looks right. You can see this tag here, but look at those red spines. I like the shape of this one. It's kind of, it's like it grows in sections. So there's a row of lower where it sticks out, and then the top row sticks out higher, and then another row is coming in that's even higher. So it's not quite so, it's symmetrical, but not too symmetrical. So this one's cool. And I don't know how big any of these little ones are gonna get, but oops, this one's really light. Okay, so my battery died, so I had to plug it in here to a power pack so I could just finish my video. But I did unwrap those while I was waiting, and I left one so you can see. I'll open this one up so you can see how they're packed. This is what I really like about them. The way they do it, so they don't lose all their top dressing. And if you need rubber bands, you're going to get a lot of rubber bands. So you kind of unwind these carefully so you don't stab yourself with the cactus. And once you get all the rubber bands off, the way they do the, there we go, so we get that off. And then they get the plastic on here, they twist it around, and it just holds all the top dressing in place. I've ordered plants before, and you know, sometimes they get bumped around in shipping. You know, we've all seen the videos of, you know, some workers that just don't care. They throw things around, but these come in the mail from the post office, and our mail guy is great. I see how careful he is with packages, because I'm usually outside when he pulls up. It's always in the morning, and he's really nice. So he's real careful with the plants. So I've never had really a problem with that. There was a little bit of dirt in these. So these are pretty dry. So they ship really well. And I won't water them for a while because they all look good. I don't think they probably don't need any water. And I'm trying to get, usually if I squeeze the one side, I could get that to stick in there. So that's how they pack them. They have a little top dressing on them already. So you could leave them in there for as long as you wanted, really, you know, until they start to outgrow that. Okay, so here was the last one. This one weighs just a couple ounces. I don't even know what it is. It could just be mostly wrapping in a real small plant. I didn't look at my list to see what it was. I'm trying to see it now, but I can't really see that far because I'm getting old and my eyes are getting old. And I got my little reading glasses on, so I can't see in a distance. Okay, this one is taped up really good. So let's get all this tape kind of open. Just tear that. Okay, let's see what's in here. More paper. All right, here we go. Get that out of there. Okay, so I see, ooh, that's kind of a sharp spine sticking out of there. Maybe I didn't buy a succulent. Maybe I only bought cactus. Okay, this is, oh, it's a dickia. That's right, I bought a dickia. And I love to say that. Dickey is my favorite plant because the name is funny. And they're super hardy in our area. And it feels like this one's bare root too. I'm trying to get under. If you've ever had one of these or seen one or touched one, they are vicious. And I mean vicious. They don't give at all. So when you touch these, you know, leaves or whatever, they have a really sharp spines or teeth all along the edge. This one looks really good. See all that nice new growth all in the middle. And I think this one was called white. So it's also bare root, and it does look a little thirsty. I can see the leaves are kind of curling in, so I will probably water this one as soon as I get it into a pot. But for now, I'm going to leave him in his little bag here. And though I have quite a few of these, all different varieties, and they pup really well, which it looks like this one must have flowered. And mine have all flowered this, well, not all of them, but like 4 of them have flowered, which was cool. So this one, it looks like it had a flower spike, but it's done. But yeah, how cool is that? But I think it was, I don't see a label with this one. I'll need to go through the packaging. Oh, here it is. They taped the label to, let me set this right there. But, so they taped the label onto the thing here. Dickia, Marnier, Lapostolii, large. So I'll get that label out of there and keep that with it so I remember what it is. But we'll check back in after I figure out how I'm going to pot these up. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'm back. This is actually the next day because we've just had a crazy day. So this is a pot that this poor dead cactus, which I will show you here, was in. I took it out and it's totally rotted. There's like nothing inside. It did still have a little green on it, which surprised me, but it weighs nothing and I'm sure it's completely dead. So I pulled it out. Oh, and I did find, actually in the same pot, this little tiny seedling. So I rescued this little seedling. Cute. I didn't plant that in there. I don't know what it is, so, but I will pot that up. The soil was pretty damp. But I do think that the reason it was rotted was because from the winter. I don't think it was me overwatering it. I think it was all the rain we got, and I think it just was not draining. Now this pot has one of those kind of little bottoms on it, and I think it just got clogged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant my, what is it called? Adenium? I think it's an Adenium obesum, a desert rose, which I think will appreciate a little more water. So if the soil stays a bit damp, that's okay. And it's in a small pot. So this is what it looks like. It's not very big, but it is growing. So it will be happy to get a bigger pot. So I'm going to pour the top dressing off. And I'm going to try not to disturb the roots too much. I know a lot of people like to break the roots up. I usually don't. I don't know why. I know you should. You're supposed to kind of loosen them up and all that, but I always feel like the more you disturb it, the more damage you could do. Whew. This one is stuck in here. Okay, so I'm going to get my little tweezies here, my big tweezies, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to try and loosen it up along the edges. It's just a terracotta pot, but I actually was one pot short, so that's perfect. I can take this small one, and I'm going to go ahead and plant up the new cactus that I bought to replace this, which is the same species, and I actually also got it from Planet Desert as well. Whoa. Okay, good. So you can see this has a nice root ball. This was about that big when I got it. It was tiny, and it was in the house for the first, well, pretty much last year. So it didn't do much until I brought it back out after it warmed up. So we're gonna put her in here, tuck her down. I'm gonna add a little more soil to the top because I can pack this down quite a bit. And does that look straight? That looks pretty straight. It's kind of growing at a little bit of an angle anyway. But I do have a bag of my favorite soil for cactus and succulents from Poot's Nursery, which is, it's more gritty. I think it has more inorganic material than what I get from the EB Stone. Oops, I think I need that. And I really like it. And it does have already some slow release fertilizer in it. So I'm just going to add some of that to the top just to fill it up a little bit more. And then I think I'm going to put the jade top dressing that was on the other plant when it was in here back on top here. It's going to be a little bit dirty. It looked really good on the top, but I took all of it off. So what was actually against the soil is not as bright green, but after I watered a couple of times, I think it'll look better. But that'll just give it a nice finish. Keeps the moisture in, keeps the fungus gnats away, which is a real benefit. So I try to keep everything in the house covered with a little topsoil or top dressing just to keep the fungus gnats out there. So okay, so this one's got a little bit more room, and you know, you can see that looks good, huh? Yeah, so it's actually put on quite a bit of growth. So I'm gonna set this over here out of the way and then start potting up my little cactuses. Cacti. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a long way down to the ground. So, I already cut up a bunch of squares of this shade screen for the bottom. And if I can get it to stay in the center, just a little bit of soil just to cover that up. And then I will start potting these little guys up. And I might speed up the video a little bit if it gets like too boring, you know, I might, so you don't have to watch all of the boring stuff. So this, these are all pretty loose. All these new ones that I got, you know, because the soil is pretty dry, as you can see. So I'll need a little more in there. Probably not that much. And I will stick that in there and tuck it down. This one is so cool. I love the red spines. Add some more of this, a little soil. And if you want, you can do, you know, you can just kind of tap it. It's not going to hurt the plant. Just to get the soil to settle down around, you know, you kind of saw how loose it was down there. And then you can just push it down. And the soil this was in was very, very dry. And I don't know if I'll water them right away because they don't need water. They look good. And, you know, cactus, they don't want to be wet, so they do like to dry out in between waterings. So if you can keep yourself from overwatering them, that's a good thing. And it's easy for me because I have a tendency to forget to water stuff. So that looks a little crooked. That's okay. As they grow, sometimes they tend to follow the sun. And so you can turn the pots, you know, every few days, every week or so, a quarter turn so that they grow straight and they don't follow the sun. I don't think I have enough. I'm gonna go to Green Acres probably in the next couple days, and they have a top dressing that's kind of similar to this. You know, it's more natural. It's a little darker brown, but it's much smaller, and it'll be perfect for these. It'll make them look really nice. So that one's good. We'll stick her out of the way, and then we will, find the tag and stick her tag back in there, or I will have to sit there and try to figure out which one was which. And this is the tag. That's the desert rose. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these, but they're so pretty when they flower. And they're drought tolerant. I'm assuming they're a succulent. I'm guessing. I think they are. You know what? Let's get the dickia in here. So I bought, for the dickia, which is more of a flat kind of a spreading plant, I bought one of these shallow, bigger around, so I won't have to move this one for a while. little piece of screen down in the bottom. Get some dirt in there. So this one was a bare root, so I can add quite a bit more soil. And luckily, I have one whole bag from Poots, which I saved. I like to save it for, you know, special plants that don't, you know, in smaller pots, because, you know, I don't use so much. But you can see the fertilizer in there. I don't know if you saw that. That was awfully quick. So here is my dickia. It's still in its bag because I didn't want it to dry out too much. Sitting in, you know, because inside the house, the temperature and the humidity is very different, you know, and it's really, really dry. So the roots are pretty dry on this one. Ooh, it's very sharp, so you can see that, but the roots look good. Pretty deep. But I'll probably water this one in just to give it a little jump start, because it does look like it can use some water. And hopefully these roots will spread to the outside and not just keep growing straight down. This was probably in a taller pot. I want to get it up high because I don't want these to be down into the soil. So I think that'll probably be good. And then I may find a spot once this gets acclimated. I don't know if it was in a greenhouse or what, but once it gets acclimated here, I might actually put this one in the ground. In fact, I probably will, because I think they do really well. Every one that I have so far is in the ground, and they look great. And they've really taken off in their growth since I put them in the ground. Trying not to stab myself, but I think for now I will leave it in there. I just don't want to get it too much soil and have the tips, you know, sitting in the soil, because that can cause them to get some rot. You know, if they're sitting and it's damp, you don't want that. So I'm just going to kind of mound it up in the middle to make sure my trunk and root ball is covered to where it probably was before they dug it up to ship it or pulled it out of its pot or whatever they did. One of these days, I would love to go down there. I don't know if that's a place you can go visit, Planet Desert, or if it's just online only. I'm not really sure. But I think it'd be cool to go see, because they're really nice. They respond real quickly when you email them, and it'd be kind of fun to see what all they have. But yeah, there we go. So that will be good for now. They'll have a lot of growing room. And we had 8:05. It's hot out here. It's probably 90 degrees still, and it is 7:30. Well, it says it's 84. It feels a lot hotter than that. I am wringing wet. That hits the spot. Okay, so I got a little bit of a larger pot for this pharaoh cactus, hematocactus, hematocanthus. But this one it barely fits in this pot, so it's probably been in this pot for a while. And I wanted to give it a little bit more room. You don't want the pot to be too big. You know, they don't have to have a lot of room. Whoops, my little screen moved a bit. Because the more soil you have in there, excuse me, the more moisture. And the cactus, you know, they don't need it. You give them water. I like to water them until the water runs through the pot. And then, you know, that's it. Their roots will take up what they need. And if it's a huge pot, it's going to take a lot longer to dry out. The roots are going to continue to take up water, you know, and your cactus could split. I have a few that did that from the rain, unfortunately. Ooh, that one stayed together pretty good. Let's get some more of this out of there. I do save these little nursery pots because let me show you what these look like. These ones are pretty cool. That needs to go a little deeper. That looks good, huh? Whoa, this one has these fish hook type, I don't know if you can see those, spines on it, and they are sharp and they catch. They're almost barbed, but look at, so you can see, I mean, these things get really good drainage. So I do save these ones and I use them for, you know, if I have something I need to pot up and I want a good draining little pot, because some of the nursery pots that plants come in, if they're not cactus, they you know, they'll have drainage holes, but it's not a lot of drainage. Whereas these ones, the water will run right through those. So let's poke this down, but now we're going to keep our fingers well away so I don't get bit. I went to today, we had a meeting up in the north side of Sacramento, and I don't like driving up there because the traffic is always horrible coming back because everybody lives this way. But we did have to go up there, so on the way back we decided to stop at, okay, so my camera overheated again, but I went ahead and potted all the rest of these up. So what I was saying is we did stop at a nursery called Fair Oaks Boulevard Nursery in North Sacramento, and I made a video, so I'll show you guys that. I'll post that up. We just had a crazy day. I don't remember what I was saying a few minutes ago, but I went ahead and just finished potting all these up, so they're all done, and I will go get some top dressing for them. Probably, like I said, the dark brown natural kind of rock. It's really small, or maybe some black rock. You know, anything that will look good in the terracotta pot. But this is the Mexican fence post, and this thing had an amazing root system, and it looked like just kind of a baseball sized, but it was actually, they had kind of rolled it up and they were really long and went almost to the bottom of the pot. So I spread them out a little bit, and it's going to be really happy in here, and it can probably stay in there for a long time. The same with all these little ones. They can probably stay in here for, you know, who knows how long, unless, you know, sometimes they just need a soil change, just to add some nutrients if they aren't looking their best. The stickia will probably go in the ground, but look how cool that is. I love it. I absolutely love it. And these fish hook barbs, can you see those spines? And quite a few of these have that, of the ones I got. This one has them, little hooked spines, you can see that. And this one just has, ooh, just dangerous spines. I love it. So these are all pretty cool. I'm happy with all of these. And Planet Desert, guys, check them out. You will not be disappointed. You see how healthy these are? And you know what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to leave them. This is the card I was going to show you the other day, that we got this at Harbor Freight, and we used to have one at a place I worked at before, and it's super durable. You put it together really easily, and I got all my stuff in here. You know, I can get all my little tools in here. Everything I need fits there. It does have a cup holder, but it works good for my cactus fertilizer. Oh, and here's the little seedling, and I did find another little tiny one. I don't know if we're focused, but how cute is that? So I put it just in a tiny pot, and I'm going to put this one over on the front porch in the shade so that I can keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't dry out, and you know, we'll see what it is. I don't know what it is. It was just underneath all the top dressing. So hopefully what it is a pup off of, this was the one that I had that died, the same species, variety, whatever, and it was in the pot with that. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a baby one of those. I don't remember it flowering or dropping any seeds, but you know, they pup, so maybe it did have a pup and that was it. We'll find out. And so I think that's all. It is starting to get a little bit darker. The sun's going down, and it's really cooling off now. You see the trees are blowing. There's a little bit of a breeze. Everybody's going home. So thanks for watching, and if you're still on at the end here, think about subscribing. I would love that. I'm trying to catch up to my husband. He has over 600 subscribers, and I'm not quite to 5. So if you like my videos, subscribe. That would make me very happy. And hope you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.